I get asked a lot is, what are you watching at the moment? And although I review a lot of shows that I do enjoy, I don't review or talk about every show that I watch. So I thought, just for a little fun, I'll talk about something that I'm not going to really get into too much about reviewing it, and I've not even seen the full series. So, as always, I'm Al, this is the Geek in Review, and let's take a look at Cowboy Bebop. So, to get it out the way, I've never seen the original, so I went into this show pretty fresh. But if you've seen the original, I'd like to hear what you think. Let me know what you think of this new version. Did you like it? Have you been waiting for it quite a while? I think the original came out in 1998. There's probably been more than one attempt to make a live action version, but I'll be very interested to know what people that have seen both versions of this think about them. So it's adapted from the classic Cowboy Bebop Japanese anime series, and I'd seen the trailer and some photos, but beyond that I didn't think much. I know John Cho was in it, and I knew some people weren't happy about one of the characters' outfits, but I'm not going to get into that. So I'm going to be talking about the first 2 or 3 episodes of Cowboy Bebop. I'm not going to be getting into specifics about the story or the plot, more about what I just enjoy about this show. But before that, I just need to explain to you why I like this show so much. We live in a world of franchise, I keep hearing people say. Well, I'd say that I've lived in one for quite a while. I grew up in Star Trek and Star Wars, so franchises for me are nothing new. But the problem is at the moment we just have too many of them. With Hawkeye and Spider-Man coming out, we need to make sure that we're all caught up with the MCU. And while we're getting new seasons of The Expanse and Star Trek Discovery, there aren't really new seasons because they're like 4 or 5 seasons into this story of this show. So I was pretty excited and looking forward to getting my teeth into something new that I hadn't seen before. And I'm pretty impressed, because another thing people keep saying at the moment is we're living in a golden age of TV. And quite frankly, I disagree with that. I think we're done with the golden age of TV and we're now into the solid platinum age. This show won't be for everyone, but the production is absolutely gorgeous. Shows like The Mandalorian, Star Trek Discovery, and all those other big ones that are utilising these new technologies and are probably on Disney Plus are the future of television. Cowboy Bebop fits firmly into this. It's an absolutely beautiful show. The style and the production are amazing. The CGI is fantastic. The acting is a little bit hit and miss, and the story's okay. But what exactly is the plot? So John Cho plays Spike Spiegel with his colleague Jet Black, who are bounty hunters, or as they're called in this world, cowboys, and they're a couple of Han Solo types making their way in the galaxy, taking jobs and avoiding crime syndicates in the worlds that they visit. And it's the opening scene of this show that really grabbed me. It drew me in, and it was something that I just wasn't expecting. And as I mentioned a minute ago, it's always nice to see a world in a show, or a show present a world that you're not familiar with. And after this opening scene, I have to say John Cho is the action style that I didn't know I wanted or needed. This guy is brilliant, man. In the second episode as well, you see him working out and he's totally toned. So can we get this guy in a Marvel film? I'd love to see him play one of these really enigmatic Marvel cosmic characters that are going to start introducing, like Eros, not Eros because that's Harry Styles, but you know what I mean, one of these guys like the Collector or something like that that's just out there and is a little wacky, because John Cho, after watching this, he can pull it off. I've always liked him as an actor and thought he was good, but in this I think he's absolutely phenomenal. And again, if you've seen the original version of the show, is this what you thought that Spike was going to be like? Or is this miles off? I'm very curious about how people feel about this. But yeah, the opening scene is loud and it's in your face and it sets up the show and the feel. And if you like films and TV shows like Sin City, Archer, some Zack Snyder and Rick and Morty stuff, and loud and over the top action, then this is going to be for you. It kind of reminded me a little bit of the Umbrella Academy as well when I first watched that, because I knew it was a comic and I didn't really know anything else about it, and then as soon as I watched the first season I was pretty much hooked. And it's the same with Cowboy Bebop. And it's a fun show. It doesn't get too heavy into the world building or the characters. I mean, They are all there. There's Spike, Jet Black, and Faye, and they're fine, but this isn't Game of Thrones or Succession or Foundation. These characters aren't particularly hugely deep. It's more about the world and the universe that they live in. And it never feels that serious, even when there's a lot going on and there's a lot on the line, there's a lot of physical danger, which could be something that's been carried over from the animated show, or it might just be a sort of feel that they were going for in general. Now, as I said, these guys are the kind of Han Solo, odd job, space bounty hunter types. You find out that they're kind of down on their luck, apart from the fact that Jet Black owns what I would confidently describe as a massive fucking spaceship. He just wants to get his kid a birthday present, and Spike wants to get to the next job. The first episode is pretty much an introduction to the world and these guys, and then you run into another cowboy called Faye, who again is a character that I'm not going to talk about her costume in the original or what it looks like in this one, but I enjoyed her. And if you are wondering what the costume looks like, just go and Google it. Just get it out your system, I'll give you 5 seconds. But we don't really get a lot of Faye in the first 2 episodes. The second episode mainly focuses on them trying to find a terrorist, and that Spike has actually got a bit of a history with this crime syndicate. He appears to be involved in it in some point when he was known as Fearless, and he wants people to think he's dead, so much so that he's quite happy to kill people in order for other people to think that he's dead if they've seen him. But yeah, I didn't really buy into the hype for this show. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying that it was keeping pretty in line with the original, and I'm going to check the animated one out once I've had a chance to digest the live action one, and then maybe a few weeks off, because watching both of them back to back, that would just be crazy. But if you want to watch a loud, bright, fun show that's got really interesting characters and a really interesting world, I'd highly recommend it. And I just want to make a little video about what I've been watching, because it's not all Star Trek, not all Star Wars, and it's not all doom and gloom. But, as I say, if you've seen the live action version of Cowboy Bebop, what did you think? Let me know in the comments below, or you can follow me on Twitter at the Geeks Reviews. My name's Al, and thanks for watching, and if you've got a minute and you've made it this far, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, it would mean so much. And if you haven't seen any of my other videos, why don't you check out the first 2 Foundation videos? Thanks for watching.